The magic meter? Oh yeah, that's a staple of the Zelda series, a classic inclusion. And you're right, it has been missing from a few of the recent entries, but it hasn't been that long, just a few years. I mean, it was missing in Breath of the Wild, and it skipped both Triforce Heroes and A Link Between Worlds. It was also missing from Skyward Sword, and it wasn't even in Twilight Princess. Oh no, it's been 16 years since we last saw this beautiful green bar. It's not a character, it's not a mode, and it's not a location, but we are just as shocked to realize the magic meter was retired long ago. From its introduction in Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link to its last appearance in a main Zelda title with the Wind Waker, we've seen how this magical bar has evolved, or better yet, what it evolved into. Is there a chance we could see the magic meter return, or are Link's magic days over? Welcome to Missing in Action, where we take a look back at game elements that have mysteriously gone missing. The magic meter originally appeared back in 1987, where it was displayed right from the start of Zelda 2 with a blue and white color scheme. Each block represented 16 magic points that allowed Link to make use of 8 different magic abilities, each one draining a different amount. Some of these included an increase in jump height, health regeneration, a thunder attack, and transforming into a fairy. Look, Zelda 2 can be a very interesting game. Don't let its confusing start push you away. 4 additional magic blocks can be added by finding magic containers, and leveling up Link by gaining experience will decrease the cost of magic spells. The magic meter returned in A Link to the Past, now sporting that lime green color we've come to know and love. This time it's just one large block that depletes a little every time you use weapons like the Ether Medallion or the Magic Cape. Finding the Mad Batter will cut magic usage in half, but the meter itself will remain the same size. Ocarina of Time brought the magic meter into the world of 3D by slapping it right onto the HUD in all its 2D and flat glory. Now horizontal and placed underneath the hearts, the magic meter works in the same manner as before. The only difference is that the larger magic meter given to you by the Great Fairy at Death Mountain Crater extends the actual magic meter, making it wider. Interesting fact, according to an interview with Miyamoto in the November 1997 edition of Famimaga 64, only adult Link was originally meant to make use of magic, specifically for the 6 medallions and their associated magical elements. There's a lot to unpack there, but we'll have to leave that for another time. Like 80% of Majora's Mask, the magic meter mechanics and look is borrowed directly from Ocarina of Time. Getting the magic ability from the Great Fairy in Clock Town and then doubling it from the Great Fairy at the Snowfall Temple is just as terrifying as it was in Ocarina of Time. Finding the Chateau Romani and drinking it will give Link unlimited magic usage along with a fancy blue bar, a nice throwback to Zelda 2. At the point of Wind Waker's release in 2003, the magic meter was a standard inclusion, so it was no surprise when the little green bar sprang to life when you received the Deku Leaf in the Forest Haven. Once again, doubling the magic meter comes from a Great Fairy, but this time it's a reward from saving one from a big octo in the middle of the sea. For some reason. And that's it. 2003 was the last time the magic meter was used in a new main Zelda game. You would think Twilight Princess made use of the magical green bar with weapons like the Dominion Rod and the Gale Boomerang, but it simply does not appear. Not the craziest idea, as the magic meter was definitely included in Twilight Princess's development and almost made it into the final game. Screenshots on Nintendo's official website clearly show the meter at different points in the game. If that wasn't enough, the back of the box for the Wii version features another screenshot with the magic meter fully intact. It really must have been cut last minute. Alright, so I wasn't being entirely truthful about the Wind Waker being the very last Zelda title to feature the magic meter. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask were both remade for the Nintendo 3DS, and surprise surprise, the magic meter came right along with them. The same was the case for Wind Waker on the Wii U. The Twilight Princess HD remaster decided to poke fun at its cut magic abilities. In the Cave of Ordeals, letting a blue chew and a yellow chew merge will form a green chew. Collecting the jelly it leaves behind will give you a message stating it doesn't look tasty at all. Drinking it does nothing. Clearly, this is a remnant of the green magic potion. In any other Zelda game, drinking this would refill your magic meter. Finding the green chew jelly in the original Wii version will simply leave a blank text, showing just how last minute its removal was. Interestingly, creating a green shoe is not possible on the GameCube version. And yes, there is one additional magic meter appearance in the spin-off Hyrule Warriors. Filling up your magic meter allows you to enter Focus Spirit, temporarily boosting stats and strengthening special attacks. Hyrule Warriors is a spin-off, so it doesn't really count. While that may have been the last time the magic meter officially appeared in both name and usage, the idea of a restrictive measure to limit one of Link's abilities was not abandoned. Skyward Sword added a stamina gauge for Link's ability to run and climb, but nothing for magic. Which is fine, stamina was enough of a hindrance for one game. In A Link Between Worlds, an energy gauge was implemented that drained with almost every type of item usage. This included magical attacks and weapons that previously used ammo like bombs and arrows. The difference here is that after energy was drained, it would slowly start to refill instead of requiring you to find jars of energy like the magic meter did. The same concept returned in Triforce Heroes, where it continued to act as a more intuitive and less frustrating magic meter. Breath of the Wild passed on bringing it back, but a quick glance at the first gameplay video shows what appears to be the magic meter in beta form. Perhaps that was the stamina meter before it took on its final circular form? Either way, it was never seen after this initial preview, but why would Breath of the Wild need magic anyway? Both stamina and magic exist simply to make sure you can't overuse or spam any of Link's abilities. Stamina has the added benefit of encompassing a wider range of skills, and it can also recharge. Magic, not so much. The runes of the Sheikah Slate show how technology is also replacing the more magical elements of the series. Runes like Magnesis or the remote bombs require a very short charge, and you never have to worry about finding a magic jar in the grass or a randomly placed pot. Can you imagine being halfway through a shrine and running out of magic? Breath of the Wild opted to replace magic with Sheikah technology, and it makes you wonder how a technological approach could have changed the way weapons were used in older games like Majora's Mask and A Link to the Past. But what do you think? Is the magic meter worthy of a return, or is it destined to be a forgotten relic and nothing more than a restrictive nuisance? If there is anything else that's gone missing that you want found, let us know by posting in the comments below, and we may feature it in an upcoming episode. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to GameXplain for future and hopefully much sooner episodes of Missing in Action.